And we're on. Hello, everybody. How's everybody today? Hopefully your day has gone well. Today we're going to be looking at stop motion videos and how to produce those with your students, with your classes. And let's go ahead and get rolling here. My name is Lindsay Parson, and I teach at Community High School. You can see this here in my presentation a little bit. Wait for that to load. Yes, I teach at Community High School. I'm a science teacher, and I have the privilege of bringing you this webinar today, and I hope that it's really helpful. In my anatomy and physiology classes and physics classes, we do lots of projects. And stop motion is not one that I've done this year, but I thought maybe we could probably fit it in this second semester of the year. If you look at some of the standards, the ISTE standards, you can use the stop motion project pretty much to do anything where students are trying to express themselves, trying to convey their understanding of a topic or something like that. You can see here digital tools can be used to construct knowledge or to produce creative artifacts to make meaningful learning experiences. We want our kids to make sure that whatever concept that they're getting in class, that it's meaningful to them so that it sticks in their minds and they make some kind of connection to it. And the fourth standard here is when students use a variety of technologies within the design process. So with the stop motion project, they have to design their script. They have to design what the objects are going to be doing in the video that they're making. And they have to go from beginning to end and take a look at all of the different attributes of that. And you can go as deep as you want to with that with your students, depending upon your topic. Also, in the standard number 6, students would have to communicate clearly and express themselves creatively. Well, that's pretty much what a stop motion project is. And then also the last one, the 7th standard would be to use digital tools to broaden their perspectives and enrich their learning by collaborating. So they could send these stop motion projects to each other within the classroom, or this could be something from town to town, school district to school district, or even across the globe. So it's a pretty cool thing to be able to do. For those of you who are just tuning in, we are going to be developing and looking at how to make stop motion projects with your classes. And what we're going to use is the stop motion animator. You can get this at the Chrome store. Those of you who are doing this for professional development credit, you can see there will be an opportunity for you to fill out a Google form popping up in the chat box here in just a little bit once we get closer to the end. So the stop motion animator, we use Chromebooks at our school, and what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get this at the Chrome store. So there's a little link here. If you go to the Chrome store, my Wi-Fi is a little slow. Here we go. The stop motion animator shows up as an extension, and you can launch the app to be able to do that. So those of you who are participating and wanting to learn how to do this, feel free to open up your browser and launch the app. Okay, so within the stop motion animator, you can see there are several little tools over here. They're really pretty easy to understand little buttons that we have here. The on and off switch, this is like kind of turns your camera off or freezes the image. There's my little face there. And you can turn that on as we continue to go through this. And then capture would be to take snapshots. One of my favorite stop motion videos of all time was Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. It was claymation. And this is how they did it. They made the little clay structures and made their little mouths move every time there was dialogue, and they just took pictures and they took pictures and they took pictures. Okay. And if you want to undo anything, again, you just push the undo button. And for the videos that you make, so you can play and stop in and view it. And if you don't like what you've created, you can clear the whole thing by throwing it in the trash. And here's your record audio. We're going to do this in just a little bit. If you wanted to clear your audio and so on, and then to save. So here's something I prepared for y'all. I have this amazing old skeleton in my classroom, and we're going to pretend the skeleton is a student. So I took some snapshots earlier today or yesterday, and I'm going to go ahead and show you these snapshots in a stop motion kind of situation. So here is, we call him George or Fred or whatever his name is for the particular day, is coming in to ask me a question at my desk. I'm going to capture that first image. and move the pictures around. Notice how in the stop motion animator, it kind of shows a superimposition of the images as you change them. You see the previous image and you see the current image that you're on. And that's just one way to kind of line up the figures so it flows together pretty easily or fluidly. And we're gonna go like this, capture these images. I'm just about done. Okay, and then that's my last image for this particular one. And if we wanted to go back and play this, I'm gonna move my screen back up again. Okay, I'm just playing it right now. Let's say I wanted to slow it down. Oops, I have it as slow as it's gonna go. So we can play it like that. If we wanted to add some sound to it, we can record some audio. 3, 2, 1. Hey, have you seen my leg? Okay, and then we can play that. Hey, have you seen my leg? Okay, and then if you wanted to clear anything or throw any of that away, get rid of the audio, you could do that. To save, you would write down, I'm going to write, George lost a leg. All right, and then that would save as a download. And you can also load this into Google Drive, and you can load this into a YouTube account as well. So you wanted to put that into Google Drive, you can save it into My Drive, and there it would go. Okay, so they're really easy to make. Let's see here. Okay, that would be if I wanted to load something back into here. If I wanted to go in and make any edits to the video itself, I would go in. Have you seen my leg? And play it, and I could do that also. All right. Well, that is, ladies and gentlemen, your stop motion animator. I hope that this little tutorial has been helpful. And if you have any questions, please let us know.
Do you always have to print the kids' pictures? Do you print the kids' pictures?
They wouldn't have to be printed. They could be, they could just load the pictures on their own Chromebooks. I just did the pictures because it was easier for the live discussion, but they could have pictures saved onto their device. They could use another device and import the pictures into their Google Drive and load them in to the stop motion animator. So for example, if we wanted to clear everything that I just did, we clear this. This would start a brand new video. And if I wanted to load some pictures in, I would choose pictures out of my drive or out of whatever files I have downloaded. And my Wi-Fi is slow. So say I wanted to start with a picture of, oops, we don't want to do gradebook. We want to do, let's say, a picture. We'll do some desserts. And they could load the pictures in that way. But that one didn't load. Okay, does anybody else have any other questions? Thank you for tuning in. We will hang out here for another minute or so if there are any other questions.
Hey, have a good weekend.